Mihir Vora joining us this morning, CIO at Trust Mutual Fund. Mihir, if you were a betting man, which I know you're not, but if you were, would you say today is the day for all-time high?
I don't want to jinx it, Tamanna. Last time we tried this, the markets went down on that day.
Okay. Let's say it's not going to happen today.
No, absolutely. We've consolidated for almost a year now. The large cap indices have given meager returns. In fact, some of the small cap, mid cap indices are even flat to down. So it's been a good time correction, consolidation. The markets have held up, I would say, in spite of all the headwinds like the trade issues and all those uncertainties that we saw, Operation Sindoor, etc. So I think we've been through a lot. It's time to now reset the mindset and go back to the growth trajectory which the markets are supposed to do in the long term.
Okay, so the question though, Mihir, is that we've seen, and good morning to you, Alex here. So we've seen a pretty smart move for the benchmark. And we were looking at the data, our research team put it together. The gain from the 52-week low for the benchmark is 18%. And so the question is that, and Neeraj was pointing this out earlier today as well, do portfolios also look as rosy? Because a lot of portfolios are, let's face it, gravitating towards the broader markets. So how deep do you think this rally will be, in your opinion?
So it's always in phases, right? So first you have the large caps, which will consolidate and then start moving up, which we've kind of already seen in the last few days. And when the rally gains momentum, then it's followed typically by the mid caps and small caps. This time around, I would say, though the mid caps have done relatively better, I guess it's because of a lack of selling by FIIs, because even though FIIs might be selling, typically it's on the large cap side. And we are seeing good inflows into the top 150 mid-cap stocks, which are basically the mutual fund flows that we are seeing. So the mid-caps have surprised a bit on the positive side, but the large caps will lead and they will be followed by the mid and small caps. That's typically the sequence.
Mihir, good morning to you. And I just wonder if you believe that this rally could last well into 2026, if indeed the trade deal happens. And if that doesn't, could it be short-lived? I wonder if the trade deal between India and US is the key determinant of the extent of the rally.
I think that's the key initial trigger, I would say. But the other 2-3 things that we also need to understand is that results have not been bad. So we got some tailwinds. The government, the GST cuts, etc., should trickle down. We saw a good festive season, but hopefully the momentum should continue in the second half of the year. And third is, we also must understand that most of the key state elections have passed us. The government has finished 1.5 years of its term, and this is the key term, the key phase of the term of 5 years typically, when you are not politically that vulnerable, etc. So in the last couple of days, some very pleasant announcements have come. The labor reforms that we just saw. It's really a untalked about big bang reform, I would say. Then there is a big draft paper on how to improve the ease of doing business by doing away with regulations and permissions and licenses, etc. So I think the slog overs have started as far as the reforms and the feel-good agenda is concerned. And if we see private sector responding to these reforms in a good way, then you could set up the base for a longer-term rally also.
Mihir, frankly, it's been feeling like quite a slog. I know you mean something else, but the way the markets are trying to reach this point is also, a lot of slogging. I'm just wondering, as someone who's managing public money and you have to make decisions with the higher and heightened expectations of investors right now that they want great returns, what is the strategy that you are looking at?
So we will stick to the sectors where there are tailwinds, whether it's a private sector investment theme or the government-backed theme and the domestic consumption theme, because these are the themes which will drive us. Of course, the trade deal will help exporters temporarily, but I think structurally we are in for a investment phase. We are in for a manufacturing-led economic recovery, and that's where we will be betting.
Okay, thank you so much, Mihir, for joining us this morning. So we're setting it up for you.